Hi there, it's your boy. Well, October came and went, and everything that I said was going to be good was good. Deserves the benefit of the doubt. More than enough to warrant giving it a chance.
Tom's thumbs, the thumbs that know a lot.
So now that you know that you can completely trust my recommendations on these things, let's dive straight into the Netflix November catalogue. Let's start by taking a look at the TV shows. So first up is Netflix's first ever original drama from Egypt, and it's called Paranormal. Paranormal looks like it might be kind of a fun ride. Based on a series of books, the show follows sardonic rationalist and hematologist Ishmael and his colleague Maggie as the world of the paranormal opens up before them. Promising time jumps between 1910, 1941 and 1969 as well as the present day, it looks like Paranormal is set to be some sort of darker, grittier version of Warehouse 13, which, now that I say it, sounds really enjoyable. The books have kind of a cult following in Egypt, and regardless of whether or not the series as a whole works, I think it's probably going to be worth a look. Paranormal comes to Netflix on the 5th of November. A trip over the Mediterranean then from Egypt to Spain with the Minions of Midas. From the short story by Jack London comes this Spanish thriller about a wealthy businessman who is being blackmailed by the eponymous group. For every week that he delays in paying them a ransom, a random stranger will be killed. Written around 1901 by London, who was an avowed socialist, the original story serves as a critique of the amoral, wealthy ruling class. But not only that, it's also a warning of the amoral lengths that revolutionaries are sometimes willing to go to. The trailer makes it look like a taut political thriller, but it's mostly going to be interesting to see how they update London's politics to fit in with today's CEOs of super corporations. The Minions of Midas is coming to Netflix in its entirety on the 13th of November. As usual, there is a lot of other stuff coming to Netflix this month. For example, all of Dawson's Creek. Say, remember that time that you told your dad that you loved him, and he told you he loved you too, and you both cried? It was on that fishing trip, and you told him all about your pointless little teenage insecurities, and you hugged at the end, and what? That never happened to you? All of Dawson's Creek is coming to Netflix on the 1st of November. Carmel, Who Killed Marta Maria? A Netflix crime documentary. Is probably going to be pretty good in a gross sort of way. If you're into that sort of thing, Marta Maria comes to Netflix on the 5th of November. Finally for TV, it is the most recent series of The Crown. National treasure Olivia Colman spends another season in charge of our national treasure. I don't watch it, but if you do, then you probably will. That's cool with me. Long live the Queen. I mean it, man. Let's pause here for that like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, bell, do it. Also, if you want to contribute to our ongoing projects, you can go to patreon.com/AVForums and make a small donation of £3 a month or whatever you like. Gueye? This probably sounds really weird. It's someone's name. I'm trying to get the name right. Gueye. Ibrahim Gueye. Guaya. Let's go with that. As for the movies coming up, the first one to look interesting is The Life Ahead. Sophia Loren returns to feature film for the first time in a decade, again under the direction of her son Eduardo Ponti. The film tells the story of a Holocaust survivor who befriends a 12-year-old Senegalese immigrant boy. The Life Ahead is the second adaptation of Romain Gary's novel, following in the footsteps of the 1978 Best Foreign Language Picture winner, Madame Rosa. Ponti says that his adaptation treads a little bit closer to the book, portraying the events of the story through the eyes of Momo, the young 12-year-old boy, here played by non-professional actor Ibrahim Gueye. I think the only recommendation you need here is that you get to see the never less than hypnotising Sophia Loren acting again. The Life Ahead comes to Netflix on the 13th of November. The next one that looks interesting is Hillbilly Elegy. Raised by his Appalachian grandparents, J.D. Vance sees his neglected childhood as a product of the neglect of the government of working-class white families in America. His memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, charts his rise from nothing to graduating from Yale, on the way to becoming a millionaire venture capitalist and a not-so-subtle polemic against people who just don't have the get up and go to succeed like he did. Sorry, do I sound sarcastic? This Netflix original movie stars Glenn Close and Amy Adams as Vance's grandmother and mother, respectively. And with Netflix giving the film a limited run in cinemas, they seem to think that it might be tipped for an Oscar or two. Of course, Vance now works for the morally dubious evangelical libertarian Peter Thiel, but I'm sure that won't colour your view of Ron Howard's movie. It did. Of the non-Netflix originals, not Netflix unoriginals, just other films, there are a few to keep your eye out for. First up, Human Nature. Directed by Michel Gondry and written by Charlie Kaufman, this, my friends, is my wheelhouse. Look around you and see my house. It is made of wheels. And here in the centre of my house of wheels is this film. Behold. Human Nature comes to Netflix on the 1st of November. Also on the 1st of November, Blended. Do not watch this movie. For a bit more fun, there's also Spongebob Squarepants, Sponge on the Run, which is hitting Netflix on the 5th of November. Listen, if you don't like SpongeBob, you are a dead husk full of bitterness and rats and engine oil. On the 6th is the Netflix premiere of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Easily the best Spidey movie, and possibly one of the best superhero movies of all time. I won't hear a word against Spider-Man. He is the perfect superhero. He is just the right blend of aspirational and relatable. He's a nerd with a heart of gold, and his values are simply do the right thing for the greater good, even if it means self-sacrifice. And he does make those sacrifices, and he gets stuff wrong. He has the best powers, the best rogues gallery, and the best spin-off comics. And all of these things, the best elements of superheroing, are plain to see in Spider-Verse. The animation style is nothing like anything you've seen before, and as a cherry on top, the voice cast are all pitch perfect. Also, there is a post-credit stinger featuring Dreamboat's sexy man, Oscar Isaac, as my favourite Spider-Man spin-off character. So that's Spider-Verse coming to Netflix on the 6th of November. I guess last up is Sorry to Bother You. Sorry to Bother You, Boots Riley's film about a black telemarketer who puts on a white voice to make more sales, takes a sharp left turn halfway through. It's funny, disturbing, completely bonkers. It's the best film of 2018 that nobody saw. Okay, I'll stop talking now. But maybe I'll do another video, one where I rank all the Spider-Man movies. People love ranked lists, don't they? Top 10 Spider-Man movies that took it too far. You won't believe what's at number 5. Okay, now I definitely am done. Please make sure that you head over to AVForums.com and you read Andy's lists of everything that's coming to Netflix and the other major streaming services in November. I just read one, and it also turns out that Netflix is dropping a shit ton of Christmas garbage in November. Now that does give me an idea for another video. Bye! Tom's thumbs away!